Yo, what the fuck's up? It's audibly fat. Back again. Been gone for a minute. A lot of turmoil and tumultuous life decisions being made. And in my life, I bought a house. Me and my wife, we went and bought a house. And yeah, got COVID, bought a house. Haven't had time to record. I think I did one with George. Just slapped it up there. Yeah, man. It's been wild. It's been sleeping like a baby. The first time I have a home. Genuinely feel like I have a home. Oh, come on, Giants. They just rolled into a double play. I didn't end it, did it? No. Okay. Boy, Giants' best team in baseball. You know what it is. Hi, Benji boy. Hi, Benji boy. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking down this weed, and Benji's throwing paws at me. I got you, buddy. I got you. Jesus. So yeah, haven't been on. Come on, Giants. Sorry, game's almost over. Dead air. I'm gonna pause it. Okay. Okay, Giants. Come on, baby. I mean, it's pretty insurmountable. Let's go, Giants! Oh, that's the ball game. It's all right. We took 2 out of 3 against the Athletics. Yeah, I don't know if you give a shit, but I do. The Giants mean a lot to me, man. They are a huge part of my life. Baseball is an escape from shitty things in life, shitty life. It was just an escape. That's how it is for most people. From work, whatever their hell is, whatever your personal hell is, it's just an escape. So, yeah, the Giants are going to win the 2021 World Series, man. It's 2021. How fucking crazy is that? I'm literally looking at the 3 World Series rings on my mantle right now. The replicas, obviously. Man, I can't believe it's been 7 years. They're going to do it again. I'm calling it right fucking now. 2021. 20 years after... 7 years after they won. 20 years after 9/11. Can you believe that? 20 years ago, 9/11. 9/11. 20 fucking years ago, man. I remember exactly what I was doing and exactly where we were. I was at 5338 Sunrise Meadows Lane in Oakley, California. Yeah, dude, getting ready for school. I was on the West Coast, so I hadn't left yet for school. My mom was getting ready for work. And yeah, the fucking first tower got hit. And then my mom sent me to school. And then by the time we got to school, we saw the towers fall in 8th grade history class, in Mr. Tully's class. That was 20 fucking years ago, man. And he said it. He said, I don't know if I probably said this before. Every time when somebody brings up 9/11, I either tell this is like what I say in public version of 9/11, because I love to talk about 9/11. It's like the biggest, the most cataclysmic event of my lifetime, of my generation's lifetime. I'm 33, or I'm 32. I'll be 33 pretty shortly. Yeah, so what I'd normally say is that my 8th grade history teacher, Mr. Tully, that period before we left, we were watching it fall just in silence. The Pentagon, the one that hit that field in somewhere, I think Pennsylvania or something. I remember my history teacher, he told us your life, he was like, this country will never be the same. You guys will remember this for the rest of your life. Your lives will never be the same after this. And he was very right, man. He was so right. Oh man. And then I remember Shock and Awe. I remember that shit show. You guys remember that? Do you remember that? Benji, do you remember that? You weren't born yet, Bubba's. So, in America, we watched the war on TV. The boomers used to watch Vietnam. And then I got to watch the Iraq War, number 2, part 2. Iraq part deuce. Operation Shock and Awe. I remember watching that with my grandparents. I remember watching that with my dad in his trailer. And it was like that night vision. Fucking Fox News had. It was just night vision of the Baghdad skyline or whatever city in Iraq. And there was just flashes going off and, all this radio chatter and they're like, this bombs and this and that and the other. And it's just, you're just watching the war. You're just watching us blow up, elementary schools and or whatever we're doing. And it's just, I remember watching it with my dad in his trailer in California. And he was like rooting it on. Like we were watching, like when we watched, I remember when Brett Favre won his Super Bowl against the Patriots, I was rooting against Brett Favre because I didn't like the Packers. I was a Niners fan. My dad wasn't, but my godparents were, and they had season tickets, so I was a Niner fan as a young boy, and I was a Giants fan, out of the gate, and my dad wasn't, but I remember, so I hated Brett Favre, is my point, and I remember when Brett Favre, when they played the Packers, when they played the Patriots, the Packers played the Patriots, I remember my dad, like, the game was ending or whatever, it was like certain that they were going to win, and I remember my dad literally holding my eyes open to watch it, just like he did. He's done that a few times with what was that one? Deliverance. There's a couple times he's made me watch shit, and one of them was he wanted me to watch Drew Bledsoe lose, even though, I'm not a Patriots fan, but I just didn't like Favre. I'm a Niner fan, so we did not like them. And so we're watching, so my dad's rooting hard for the fucking Packers for whatever reason. He liked Favre. Like, and I do too. Like, but at the time I didn't. Benji's going nuts. Did you just fall? Come here, boy. Come here. What happened? What happened? Come here. Come here. This dog's going ballistic. Oh, he's got a toy. So anyways, fucking Jesus Christ. What are we talking about? My dad, 9/11. My dad making me watch it. So yeah, he made me watch. We watched Operation Shock and Awe, and he's sitting there rooting for it, like he's rooting for the Packers, or he's rooting for whatever fucking team of the day he rooted for. He was a Fairweather fan, and I hate Fairweather fans now. He made me fucking watch it, and we're watching it, and he's just rooting it on, man. Every fucking explosion, he's like, "Get him! Get him!" Oh, my fucking shouting racial slurs, a lot of things I don't even. I'll go. I usually don't give a fuck saying things because words are just wind, and I'm not. What are you gonna censor me? I don't make a living. I'm not. I'll just make a new account. So, but my dad, the shit he would say, man, and it's just he's sitting there. And I'm thinking, like, that's a city, as a kid. And how old am I? 12? Maybe 13? No. Yeah, give or take. Yeah, 12, 13, you know, I'm in 8th grade. And I remember and this was right around the time I stopped talking to this guy. It was right around the time I stopped talking to this guy. My dad, my own father, he beat the shit out of me after a crab feed right out, you know, somewhere, you know what? The crab feeds were always the end of the year. From like October to February, so that makes sense. Maggie, I'm gonna pause this. Maggie, what the fuck, man? Picking up fucking dog fights. Maggie's a fucking little trash panda. Oh my god. Whew. Yeah, half English bulldog, half Boston Terrier. That is just. She's a female. She's older than Benji. And she's more ruthless. She's a fucking criminal. We found her in Colfax behind a dumpster, and she's just a fucking gnarly fucking bitch, man. She fucking humps him and bites the rolls on his face. Like, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, put your head down. I mean, I'm not being mean. I'm talking in a chill voice, but you know what I'm saying. It's nuts. It's nuts what you do to him. It's completely fucking nuts. And now I'm all worked up. Whew. I mean, seriously, she bites me and she's just a loon, dude. God damn. Anything with bulldog in it is just untrainable. I mean, she's greatly trained, but when she just wants to do something, there's no stopping her. She'll bite you. She doesn't give a fuck who I am, who her mother is. She doesn't give a shit. She wants it, she'll bite you for it. She wanted him. God damn, where was I? What was I talking about? Why am I all worked up? I think it must have been them. Or the subject, 9/11? Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what I was talking about. Something probably, you know, watching. Oh, yeah, shock and awe. The night vision. It was just green explosions and my dad shouting racial slurs. You know. Oh my god, he's a lunatic, dude. How could you sit there and watch that? I mean, he dropped out of the military. He got dishonorably discharged. Like, he's not anything to brag about. You'd think he'd hate the military, what they did to him. But no. Oh, she got me good, man. I'm bleeding. Fucking bitch. Jesus. The webbing of my left hand between the thumb and forefinger. I gotta light this I gotta spark this. I gotta roast this bone, dude. This is nuts. This is intense. This is a great way to start. I'm bleeding. Bleeding out. What are we, like fucking 5 minutes in? I'm already bleeding? Jesus Christ. Operation Shock and Awe. That's what they called it. It was just laced on the bottom of the screen. Shock and awe, and the whole nation was just, I mean, I don't know, my dad was riveted. We're sitting there eating Domino's, you know, the 5-5-5 deal. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was, you know, you get 3 mediums for $5 a pop. Hey, bud, it's just a rope. I'm telling you, he was sleeping all day. Anyways, here I am in the basement. I have a fucking basement, man. I was watching, you know, Shock and Awe in my dad's trailer. He lived in a cereal box. And the basement I'm sitting in is literally the size of his trailer with a little bit extra. If you tripled his patio, that'd be the bathroom fixture area of my basement. It's only a 700 square foot basement, but my dad's trailer was maybe 600 square feet. If that, that's generous. He had multiple, but the big one, I'd be nice, the big one, not the fucking fifth wheel. I lived in one of those too. But yeah, dude, I can't believe I own a house. And I haven't recorded anything, I haven't done anything. I've honestly just been sitting here kind of, I mean, just going to work and then coming home and I sleep like a fucking baby. And then I try and play video games or read a book. I've been trying to read 2 books and actually just focused on one right around the move or a little bit before. And I can't even, I'm moving it. I fall asleep, dude. I just fall asleep in this house. Even though it's been 100 degrees, I don't have AC till tomorrow. About to get AC in this motherfucker, man. I used to live in my town car. I lived in my dad's trailer. I mean, my mom had a decent house, a little, 1,300 square foot cookie cutter house. Definitely worked her ass off. So I'm not by any means pretending I had the worst life, but I didn't have the best. And I'm 32, and every birthday I've ever had I've been felt more and more and more and more like a fucking loser. And I'm about to turn 33 in August, and now I feel like I have skin in the game, and I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm genuinely not suicidal. I think I've said that a few months ago, but it's like, it's been setting in for a while. COVID definitely flipped that on its ear for a couple weeks there. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I'm in a better space mentally than I have been in a long time, which means I'm just sleeping and exercising more and trying to eat better and, just doing all the gay shit. But, I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? It's doing the things you're supposed to do to get right, So, yeah, it's gay shit. It's empowering that I said it's gay shit. I was just certifying it out, stamping it. But to own a house, I have a fucking basement bigger than my dad's trailer. I got 4 levels to this house. Fat backyard. Not fat, but it's not acreage by any stretch. But it's definitely a backyard. I mean, I don't know, man. I've been over the moon lately. And I've just been kind of quiet. I haven't had much to say, which is kind of weird. I've just been kind of sleeping a lot, rushing to get home every day more than ever, hanging out with my dogs, just soaking up time with my wife, my couch, every room. I just lay in rooms and pass out in them. Random naps. I hate naps. I fucking hate naps. Who likes naps? People that like naps are psychopaths, man. Like, who likes to delete 3 hours from the middle of their day, then wake up and feel strange? Like, who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. But I've been doing that, not even meaning to, because I'm just, I don't know. I'm at peace, man. I'm zen. I'm just in a good place. So, but now, I feel like, that facade's cracking again. Now I'm starting to get irritated. So I'm back at it. I'm going to start bitching into the mic and being the fat idiot I am. Because I don't really want to, I don't like calling people and venting to them. Especially my wife or anybody I care about, the people I talk to. I talk to my mother and my wife and my brother and my best friend. That's pretty much all I talk to other than people at work. And I'm not going to call any of them and just start, bitching and whining and moaning. It's probably not the best move to just, it's not nice. It's not how I like to be treated. It's not, I don't know. Find someone else. Find someone you don't care that much about to bitch to. Because if they care about you, like I care about my wife, they're more than anybody in the world. And then when she calls me, or, we have a conversation and she gets like upset about something and she starts to just vent, the type I care about her, so I try and fix the problem. That's kind of, you know what I mean? I kind of take it. I'm like, okay, well, what can I do to fix this? And it always ends up like, no, I just kind of need you to shut up and listen. And it's kind of hard to do that. Like, and I don't like doing that to people, and I don't like doing it. I don't really like it when it's done to me. So I just don't do it. I do it into this, bitch about shit to this, or I bitch to my windshield. I don't know. I bitch to my windshield a lot, but yeah, starting to bitch a little bit more. Life's, I've been kind of on cloud nine for a little while. We've been here, 6 weeks, and it's starting to already crashing back to reality. You know why? Because our first mortgage payment's due. The first was due, man. The first note. even if you have the money, it's still just like, here we go from here on out, from here to the day I die. This is pretty much it. It's pretty much. I don't know if I'll survive this mortgage. I never thought I'd be 30. Never thought I'd be 25. So the fact that I'd be 62. Jesus. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. We'll see, hopefully. I want to now. Nowadays. This is for the first time in a long time. In the last year. 2020 brought me back to life. I don't know what it did for the rest of the world. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the death tolls lately. But it was good for me. What about you? Is it good for you, Benji? Do you have a good life? Now you got a forever home. I'm going to bury you here. Not to get morbid or anything. You're only a year and a half. Knock on fucking wood, you know. Not superstitious, but yeah. Got you at home. So 2021 was good for you. 2020 was good for you. But yeah, man. I have a house, no more trailer. Come a long way from fucking Bolton Road. A long way from a cereal box. I used to say it was a cereal box, and I fucking hated it. And kids knew by the bus I took to school, like, there was lines that got there at a certain time, and everybody that was there early knew by what bus you arrived at where you lived. And I lived at that one. There was no hiding it. But yeah, man, getting raised by a lunatic and then someone who works their ass off, you know, it puts you in a position to be, you know, you'd hope one or the other, but it's probably more likely you're going to be a little bit of both. This stuff tastes like shit. I mean, this stuff does not taste good. It's booty. It's my father-in-law's weed, I think. It's fucking ass. Goddamn. That's why you gotta get the nice stuff, dude. I mean, you gotta get quality over quantity. It's gotta like booze or anything else, dude. It's just, you just save up a little longer, get the nicer stuff. It's always worth it. Because otherwise you're just eating fucking... God, I don't know what this is, but it is god-awful. Dad was a lunatic. Fucking nut. My dad was supposed to be my hero, you know? That was supposed to be... Your dad's supposed to be your hero? I've always driven to be the antithesis of every decision he... I'd always think of the situations I faced in life after 24... 23, 24, I started to make decisions that he wouldn't make, if that makes any sense. He worked for a tow truck company, and he'd tow your car and bring it back, and you'd call and be like, hey man, my car got towed, and he'd be like, yeah, come get it. And I'm probably sure I've told this, but you come down and get it, and you either, if you pay credit, it's double the price. You pay cash, it's half off. And if you pay cash, he's not reporting it, and he's keeping the cash. So there was a part of me that thought that way for a long time. And then I made a conscious decision to not think that way. I went out, you know, I just genuinely just was like, don't fucking think that way. And so, yeah, he instead of being my hero, he was always a guideline. Sorry. A guideline for what not to do, for what not to be, for how not to act after a certain age. After I began to grow up, I threw away a lot of my 20s, and then started to think that way and proactively act that way. Proactively act. I think I just said the same thing twice, but you know, not a hero. Definitely a lunatic. And I knew it when I was fucking young. I knew it young, but yeah, dude, he was just, oh my God, stone cold retard. Just a stone cold lunatic, and I know plenty of them. Even people I love and I'm close with, people, they get drunk and then all of a sudden they're pointing at me and yelling at me, and I'm like, wait, what? And I genuinely get quiet when I drink, so it's always like, wait, what? What's going on here? Otherwise get along great, but when they drink, they're lunatics. And it's just like, okay. And then I'm sitting there sober, just like perplexed as to how they're upset with me every time. So a part of me attracts lunatics, being raised by a lunatic. And I didn't have a hero. I was looking for heroes. One time I met one of my heroes. Frank Gore for the 49ers walked into a bar I worked at. I was working at a place called the Gravity Room in San Francisco. It was a Monday night, and Gravity Mondays were the most poppin'. Gravity Mondays was like the shit, and it was like the spot. And every night in the city, there were different nights, different spots. So every night had a spot. And I happened to work at the place that had the Monday night spot. Smaller, kind of more chill, more of a cocaine divey, owners wearing eyeliner, see-through table under the dance, above the dance floor, upstairs in the VIP kind of bar, a bar you can get coke and, a finger fuck a girl who works at, Facebook. So, on the low key, so we're working there, and one night, man, we're on the dance floor chilling, talking, and then fucking I look up, and there had been celebrities. I met Too Short. Mr. Fab had come in a couple times, Too Short a couple times, Baron Davis. I kicked out Kevin Barlow. That's a story for another time. I carried him out of that bar. Didn't know it was him at the time. NFL running back. I think he was currently had just stopped playing for the Niners. Carried him out of a bar at 19. Fucking. But anyways, Frank Gore walked in one day. His successor. He took over for Kevin Barlow and never gave it up until he left and moved on. He's still playing to this fucking day. But I'm 19 and Frank Gore walks in, and like I said, my dad wasn't my hero. He was a lunatic. I stopped talking to him when I was 13, right after 9/11. So I see Frank Gore. And I mean, I'm not a running back. I played football in high school, and I was just about to start playing in junior college at the time. And he's a 49er, and he was the fucking man. And when we drafted him in the 3rd round, and he had blown his knee out twice in college, but I knew about him. I knew what other players said about him. And so I rooted for him from day one. And now he's going to the Hall of Fame. So I was just like, huge fan. Not a hero, just a huge fucking fan. He wasn't my hero. I was just a huge fan. So he walks in, and I'm a kid. And I'm a fucking idiot. And he walks in, man, and he stops at the bar, and he's with Brandon Moore. So I'm just whatever. No one's gonna fucking hear this, and I don't give a shit. So Brandon Moore is a linebacker. He's with Vernon Davis. Someone else. Someone tall, kind of light-skinned. I can't remember. I don't know. He might have been on the Niners. But anyways, it's 4 49ers. And I know 3 of them. Just by the look and immediately. Anyways, and Frank stops, probably puts a drink order in. He says something to the group at the corner of the bar by the dance floor. And then he walks straight back towards the VIP. And I'm like, oh, shit. He's in short, and he's in a purple shirt, Affliction shirt with like the rhinestones on it, the fucking whole, just classic 2007 fucking swag, whatever you want to call it, just steez, man. Like it was just, he's short, the skin tight, purple shirt, fucking fly as fuck, 2 fat diamonds in his ears, big fucking gold chain, ready to rock. So he walks back to the VIP, and I'm on the dance floor. I'm way back by the DJ. Hey DJ. So I'm back over there, and I see him walk back to the VIP, and then I jump off the stage. I like run, probably push people over, because I'm a fucking fat, big, goofy idiot. Still am, and definitely was then, goofier and clumsier and dumber. And so I'm pushing through people, and I get off the stage and I follow him, and next thing you know, it's a small fucking bar, man. This is not a club. It's Gravity Room. It's a bar, dude. There's 2 VIP areas, upstairs and in the back, and then a main area. But the upstairs is not big, 800 square feet, maybe. And then the VIP, 500-600 square feet in the back. And then the main bar is 2,000 square feet. So it's not very big. Come on, man. And next thing you know, I'm right behind him. I'm just right fucking behind him. And I'm down in the hall, and instead of going left, so you turn right, go down to the back of the bar, you turn right, and instead of turning a quick left to go to the back to the VIP down another quick hall, he goes straight to the 2 bathrooms. And I'm like, I committed, man. I just committed. I don't know what was going through my head. I'm trying to think what was going through my head. I'm trying to put myself there. I remember doing all this. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I just followed him into the bathroom, dude. Let's put this on Twitter. So if you've heard the story and it didn't get any traction, I'm talking 0 likes and retweets on a 6-part tweet. So he walks into the fucking bathroom, dude, and I follow him. I just follow him into the tiniest bathroom you can imagine. It's 2 urinals, or no, excuse me, 1 urinal, 1 sink, and a shitter. I walk in, and the 2 urinals, a sink, and a shitter. I walk in, and he walks in, goes to the first urinal, and I kind of stutter step at the door to hesitate, because now I let the gap get bigger so he can get there. And I'm like, yep, he's going to the bathroom. And then he goes to the bathroom and then whips his dick out. And I didn't see that, but I walked behind him. And as he's getting going, getting it out, getting the hose out, getting ready to spray, I fucking pat him on the back. And I'm like, what up, Frank? And I don't have to piss. I had no reason to be in the bathroom other than to meet a guy I'm a huge fan of. And I'm a dumb idiot kid, and I've already seen rappers and athletes. I'm a fan of Vernon Davis. I was a fan of Brandon Moore. I was a fan of Manny Lawson. I was a fan of Pablo Sandoval when he was at Circa. Huge fan of these guys, and I didn't do this. But I saw Frank, and I don't know what came over me, and next thing you know, his dick's in his hand and my hand's on his back. And I'm like, what up, Frank? And I go and I take a step, and now I'm at the shitter door. And it's a gross bathroom. It's in the city. It's in the Marina District, but it's still gross. It's gross. And there's a urinal to the right, so I turn and I just pull my little dick out and, start to squeeze something out, and he just is kind of like, he doesn't say anything. He just kind of glances at me, and he might have grunted. He might have went, what? Or, what's up? Or, I don't even think he did. I really don't even think he did. He just kind of looked at me. I remember he turned and looked at me and just was like disgusted and looked away so fast and went and didn't wash his hands and walked right the fuck out. And I, pulled out some trickled something out. I wash my hands because now I'm just shaking with shame and embarrassment because I know I'm a fucking retard and I'm an idiot and I'm just like, I've crossed so many lines on a fan basis, on like a fan athlete, fan entertainer, one of the whatever you want to call that. I broke all those laws. I broke all the normal human laws. I broke every man code. I broke every street code because this guy is definitely not just, a normal kid my age, 19, in a nightclub. This was a fully grown man, millionaire in a nightclub from the streets. So a self-made millionaire from the streets, like from not the best life, from, you know what I mean? He came from poverty, and this is like, and so it's just all these things. I broke every, and so my point is my dad was supposed to be my hero. And then I see somebody at the bar who I'm like, can you be my hero? Because I'm an idiot kid. And I'm just huge. I'm 300 pounds. I shouldn't be at this bar, but I'm checking IDs and kicking people out. And I'm 19 and people are fucking selling. It's just nuts, dude. It's crazy, man. Fucking ripping coke out of people's pockets and throwing them out the side door. And it's just, why? I'm wilding. And caught up in all that, caught up in this fever of just being out, and there's a charge to it when you're out, and just, being a desperate fucking idiot with no guidance and daddy issues. Somebody walks by that you look up to and that you've followed, and you feel like for whatever dumb fucking idiot reason, you feel like because you know about them, and that it'll be just cool. And somehow there was a part of me that just thought it was cool. I genuinely don't know what I was thinking when I walked in that bathroom, but I know I did it and I was there. And, yeah, so you go, your dad's a lunatic, and my dad's a lunatic. He's dead, been dead for a long time, 10 years, 10-year anniversary of 9/11 he died. He didn't even make it. He died in like May of 2011. You're here, the people that are supposed to be heroes are lunatics, and then you go to meet your hero, and then you realize that you're the lunatic, and then you're left with that to just chew on for the rest of your life. Like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Like, I thought I was like, oh, but I fucking hate you, Dad. Like, oh, I suck. I do suck. Like, maybe they were right. Maybe he should have beat the shit out of me. Like, good thing he did. Like, what would I have done if he didn't? Like, Jesus. That's the hard realization. Don't meet your heroes. You might realize that you're the piece of shit. Not that they're the piece of shit. I know that people say, don't meet your heroes. You're not going to like what you meet. You're not going to like who you are. Probably more likely. You're going to see Johnny Depp and go, oh my God, and then freak out and then just, shake, and then you're going to get a high-pitched voice and then grab his hand and shake his arm to the point where his arm's shaking, and then you're going to be left with that driving away. And your sister's, you borrowed your sister's Forester to go down to the convention center, and you're driving away shaking with shame because you're a fucking idiot. And now you gotta live with that. So don't, you thought you wanted to be an actor and a pirate, and so you met the pirate actor, and now you gotta drive away knowing that you're the piece of shit. Not that Johnny Depp's a bad guy. Like, no, you met your hero, and it wasn't good because you're not good. Right? Or is it just me? Is that just how it goes for me? I think that might just be how it is for me. So, yeah, that one, I don't know. It's, that one haunts me. It's funny now. For a long time, I didn't think about it or talk about it or even acknowledge it. It didn't even happen. You know what I mean? I just was like, no, that never happened. Nope. Just suppressed it down. Just stuffed it down. Just stuffed it down. Like the country does with 9/11. Like the country does with that day. You know, they'd never forgotten. You know, my buddy the other day, we always talk about 9/11 George. I believe you know him if you've ever listened to the show. You know George. George texted me the other day. He sent me a picture. Maybe I'll try and upload it and put it as the title picture for this. But he sent me, it's be a great picture. He sent me a picture the other day. He just moved to Alabama right after we did that podcast a few weeks ago, a couple months ago now. Of this guy's pickup with just embroidered with 9/11 memorabilia, with just the towers. Never forget. We have not. It says something like "we have not forgotten" or something like that, and it's fucking great, dude. It's fucking great. It's goddamn glorious. I know there's tattoos. I've seen 9/11 tattoos, but yeah, man, I just stuffed it down. Try and forget it, because that's what this country did. We said we were never going to forget, but we forgot, because everybody's just like, oh yeah. 19 guys in a cave did the most, pulled off the most sophisticated, coordinated terrorist attack in human history. Totally. There, the war games that were going on that day, yeah, it was just, man, sometimes fate, it just, like in history, sometimes fate comes into play. It's just so convenient. So convenient. So I'm going to stuff that down there with where 9/11 would be for you. That's where my Frank Gore meeting my hero is. Meeting somebody I'm a huge fan of is. Hopefully I meet him someday and get to redeem myself and just apologize and be a normal person, because I'm a normal person. I feel like I'm not. I was just a dumb kid. I was a complete fucking idiot. I would find cocaine and freak the fuck out and be like, someone take this really, really heavy bag of cocaine off me for $100, because I don't want to touch it and I don't want to get arrested and I'm scared. Like, the best way, if you had to pick one word to describe me at that age, probably now, two, but at that age especially, and especially at that time and that day, like when I met him and just where I was and just what the things I did, man, getting myself into ridiculous fucking retarded situations where I got two 40s duct taped to my hands, and next thing you know, I'm jumping out to challenge a guy to a fight, and he's coming at me with a crowbar, and next thing you know, I'm getting run over by a truck. Within 30 seconds, I'm run over by a truck. I'm the lunatic. I try not to be. That's why I just stay in my house. I bought a house with a basement to hide from the world and just be a lunatic in these padded walls and not be unleashed upon people, because, if I had to pick one word to describe that situation, just me, it'd be oof. Just Operation Shock and Oof. That's the Darren Smith, or the audibly fat story is Operation Shock and Oof. That's my story, especially as a young man, a young kid, an idiot, complete idiot. Still am. I mean, I don't know if you could tell just by listening to this. I'm not bright, I'm not. I think I am. I like to pretend I am. Because all you do is talk to yourself in your head all day. So you're like, oh, I got some shit figured out. But I don't. But I tell you what, I do sleep good. And I'm going to turn 33 this summer. And for the first time in my life, I'm not suicidal. And I'm going to have a birthday where I can go to bed knowing I'm not a fucking loser. Because now I got skin in the game. I know I'm still a fucking loser. I bought something for $420,000. I bought a house for $420,000. That if I look at the very bottom of all those papers at the very back, it says I'm going to pay $770,000 on over 30 years. I know I'm the sucker. I got. I'm like Mac and Dennis in that episode where they buy a timeshare. I'm like, you thought we were fools? You got. You got. That's me. I'm an idiot buying 3 weeks of a timeshare thinking I'm smart. And I know that, but it's more than I've ever done with my life. I finally have a home. I finally have somewhere to say I'm fucking home. It feels fucking great. But when I was young, man, oof. Just oof, dude. Just a big old fat pile of fucking oof. Operation Shock and Oof. Oh, Jesus. Benji, what are you doing, brother? Why are you laying there? All right. Oh, why do they lay on your feet? Why do they lay on your feet? All right, man, I have nothing else to say, but yeah, I'm going to start doing more. No one ever gives a shit. I'm talking to myself. I'm just sitting here staring out of a window well into the Colorado sky. Beautiful, shitty Colorado. This place is beautiful and I fucking hate it. The people are just, they're just not, they're not quite, I don't know, there's something about it, man. There's just, I can't quite put it into words yet. Maybe I'll do it in another episode, but the people out here, I don't make a lot of friends anymore. The older I get, I'm just like, these people are just kind of, they're a little simple for me. But it is what it is, man. You gotta go where you gotta go. I can't afford California. I cannot afford the Bay Area. I can't afford to I'm a Giants, so now I'm a Giants fan of Colorado. I'm a California transplant, driving up your home prices. I came out here, bought up your land, and took a job. I took a Coloradan's job. I took a Coloradan's house. I took Coloradan land. You're fucking A right, motherfucker. My great-grandfather was born in this county in 1923. I don't want to hear it. I'm a Colorado native. You dumb sticker on the back of your car. That dumb fucking native sticker when you're a ginger. So why do you have native on there? You'd spit on a native. Like legitimately, the only thing native about you are the rivers you fish and the Walmart you shop at because they don't make you wear a mask up in Cheyenne. But yeah, so I mean, these people are great. I love Colorado. I don't know if you could tell. It's definitely great. These people are great. But I'm more native than you. So you can take your dumb bumper sticker because your dad moved here from New Hampshire. My great-grandfather was born here 4 generations ago. And now I'm back to claim what's mine. What's rightfully ours. What's rightfully my family's, my bloodlines, my inheritance. My goddamn destiny. Benji, it's your destiny. Yeah, I'm back. I'm in Colorado and I own fucking land in America. I own land in America, bitch. So yeah, I sleep good. So yeah, I don't have much to say anymore. I'm kind of chill. Things are chiller than they've ever been in my head, because my head's a nightmare. Genuinely suicidal for a huge part of my life. It's gone. I want to be here. I have skin in the game. I have something to live for. It feels good. It feels good to have something to lose. It feels good to have something to work for. It feels good to have something to own. Even though it's not real. I know ownership's not real. I know. You can roll your eyes at me. But you pay your landlord only a few $100s less than what I pay these people. And you'll never see any of it. There's a chance I'll see a profit off of this, cocksucker. You know how I know there's a profit? If I sell this thing in 2-3 years for 6 figures profit, I can convince my wife to go to somewhere like Mena, Arkansas. Clinton territory. My buddy, a guy I know from work, moved there. 14 acres for like $36,000. So, with a crick. It's got a crick and a pond. So yeah, I don't want to hear it. Like, yeah, ownership's bullshit, but it's the wealth engine for families. And my family hasn't had one. And now I have one. 32. Look at me. And anybody who knows me, anybody who's found this podcast, who grew up with me, anybody who's found, whatever you want to call this fucking show, this YouTube show, because I haven't put it on anything else other than Patreon yet. Anybody who's stumbled on this and knows me growing up knows I'm a stone cold fucking idiot and loser and never expected anything from me. So, and I never expected anything from myself. I agreed with them my whole life. I let people call me Pig. My name was Pig. Pig. My whole life, my name was Pig. From 7th grade till I moved away from California. And to this day, people would call me Pig back home. Once people read Lord of the Flies that were in my friend circle, that was it. I was Piggy. Pig was short, fat, with glasses. It explains itself. So I embraced it. I was the Pig. I was a dumb, mudslinging, rolling around, being an idiot, playing in my own shit Pig. My coach Coach Kevin Hartwig, looked at me one day at football practice, and he just was like, Darren, you need to clean yourself up. You're a fucking slob. And I just laughed. And everybody laughed and thought it was so funny. And and they were laughing at me. But I laughed too. It was hilarious because I knew he was right. I'm a pig. I'm a big fat idiot. I was poisoned. I poison myself to this day. I eat bad. I try and eat good. I cook. I can cook really well. I don't, cook bad food. I cook, with raw ingredients, fresh ingredients, and I make healthy food. But do I like the Mexican pizza? And did I get really upset and post a remembrance video on my Instagram and genuinely almost shed tears that something I ate my entire life was gone and I'd never be able to get again? Yeah. Yeah. Did I get a job at 15 years old and began to just tour the Taco Bell menu, the Jack in the Box menu, the Denny's menu? Did I just begin to just devour In-N-Out by the pound? Yeah. Because I had my own money and I was living with my mom because I was still a child and I had that right. I had that right to live with my mother because I was a child. I didn't ask to be born. So yeah, did I take every dime? And I didn't drive. My mom was smart enough to not let me drive, and I knew she was right. I would have killed somebody. Like every year that I was in high school, somebody died. Every year in my high school, somebody died of vehicular manslaughter. And I would have either been a victim or a perpetrator in one of those had I driven in high school, but I didn't. So when I had a work permit early before I was 16, and I was spending that money on food. It makes you feel so good, man. It just puts you're just self-medicating. You're just, every bite just puts the feet, all of a sudden you just feel good. You don't feel like you should, you got robbed of a father-son relationship because, he's a stranger to you. He lives 6 miles away and hasn't talked to you in 4 years. It makes it all feel better. That hot, runny, quote-unquote cheese in that little, it used to be a clear cup that you put a mild sauce packet and mix it just to give it that nice spice. That made you feel better. It made you feel better. It made your stepdad choking you out because you watched one of his porn videos and he knew because it moved, strangling you unconscious on the bottom of the stairs till you pissed yourself. It made it feel better. And yeah, so it just does. I'm a pig. I'm the pig. I'm a big fat fucking idiot. So you meet your hero, you find out you're a lunatic pig, and you have to live with it. That'll be it. Signing off. All right. How long have I been doing here? 54? Jesus. My dogs are looking at me like fuck you, Benji. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. You cuck.